Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would ask that the clerk report Senate Committee Substitute 1.
Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 7.
General Lincoln.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Senate and I have worked on this bill and made several changes to it. Most of those changes are actually deletions, so I will go through it as quickly as possible. Section 2, which related to the analysis of unobligated TANF, KTAP funds, has been deleted. Section 3, what we did was took out the language of codifying federal law and just used pointed to the statute of federal law there to codify the language of how cash assistance should be used. And we also made sure that in Section 3 that the penalties were still in place, but there were some changes there. For the first offense, it is a 1-month suspension, a second is a 3-month suspension, and then a 1-year suspension for each one after that. It does allow the Cabinet, if they see necessary, to recoup those funds as well. Next, in Section 3.5, subsection 5, the provisions have been deleted for a single benefit card. That has been now changed into part of the task force, where the Cabinet will come back and give the cost of that single benefit card to us by the end of the year. Section 4, the substitute removes the phrase of at least 75% for families to use their SNAP benefits for healthy foods. It just says that they will use that for healthy foods. Certified change reporting in Section 2 has been changed to say that the reporting requirements will be permitted under federal law. Medicaid community engagement waiver, we have deleted the 80-hour requirement, but we direct the Cabinet of Health and Family Services to implement a community engagement program by April 15th of 2023 for able-bodied adults without dependents who have been enrolled in Medicaid for more than 12 months. Section 13, this is the information on incarcerated individuals. That substitute deletes this section. Job Placement Assistance Program, the substitute changes the time frame to 180 days to implement that. Public Assistance Oversight Advisory Committee in Section 17 is deleted because we are matching language that is in Senate Bill 43, which was passed in another bill out of this chamber last week. We also have it in another Senate bill that we're going to concur with to make sure that it's passed, so we're changing language to mirror that bill. Section 18, this was the data sharing between the state agencies like AOC, Department of Revenue. That has been deleted, but there was a requirement in there for the Cabinet to not be able to issue a waiver for SNAP requirements. There is a exemption in there that says that if the unemployment rate gets to 10% or more in the statewide, that they can implement the waiver. It also says that if there are some counties that they feel that the unemployment rate gets too high, they can also implement that waiver. Trafficking EBT cards in Section 19. The substitute retains those penalties, except a second penalty will be added where there was only 2 penalties. Now there are 3. And so you will have a 1-year suspension, a 5-year suspension it is a 1 year, I think it's 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, is what I believe it is. Yes. Because we did away with the completely eliminating it and disqualifying someone. Section 21, the substitute deletes the reapplication requirement and requires the Cabinet to notify the General Assembly for denial of any waivers and directs the Cabinet to reapply only if we direct them to do so. Section 22, this is the child support section. It deletes the reference to federal statute and provisions related to disqualification. It now just says that the Cabinet shall recover those funds to the fullest extent of federal law. They will just have to abide by the federal law, and there are no penalties for disqualification at that point. We've added the words normal course of operations in many places in here. Instead of doing all those additional checks that we had in the bill that the Cabinet said they were going to have to hire so many folks to do, it now says that through the normal course of operations, when they find fraud or abuse, that is when the penalties will take effect. We ask that there will be a cost analysis single benefit card and that there will be a third-party provider of oversight. So they're going to give us costs on that, and we will make a determination of what to do possibly next session. The presumptive eligibility review, that language has been changed, of course, to what the Hospital Association had asked us to in holding themselves accountable. Section 26, the substitute replaces the sections which also directs LRC to establish a benefits cliff task force. This is similar to House Bill 708 that was passed by the gentleman from Henderson. And then we are also making sure that we change the language that mirrors Senate Bill 43. That is what the changes are, Mr. Speaker, and so I would move that the House does concur with Senate Committee Substitute 1.